up, guys? Yugi Bros here to talk to you guys about the new Speed Duel pack and deck that got announced earlier today. So on August 1st, it seems we're getting a new starter deck. This time it has 2 characters instead of 3, Rex and Weevil. But their decks have been enhanced a little bit. It's like 30 card decks, right? Yeah, 2 30 card decks. 4 skill cards, so 2 for each character. And 2 ultra rare variant cards. They're including the ultras in the deck this time, which just makes more sense. Before it was a little weird that it was separate packs to just boost your decks. So it appears we get a brief description of both skills for both characters. For, I believe it's Rex, he gets one called Dinosaur Kingdom, which, according to the article, gives you access to a powerful field spell to stomp the competition into dust. And his other one is called Nightmare Sonic Blast, which unlocks the true potential of his Serpent Knight Dragon to wipe out your opponent's defenses. Interesting. Weevil has Hidden Parasite, which will send your opponent reeling if they are unprepared, and Hyper Metamorphosis, which will accelerate the summon of his perfectly ultimate Great Moth. It's interesting because when we take a look at Weevil's skills in Duel Links, none of these names match up. However, Parasite Infestation, I feel like, can kind of represent what Hidden Parasite is, except for in Duel Links, it's a random number of Parasite, whereas this one might be more accurate. And Moth to the Flame in Duel Links deals with Petite Moth and Cocoon of Evolution, so I wonder if this will be a similar one to how you summon the Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth in real Speed Duels. So for Rex, Nightmare Sonic Blast does not exist in Duel Links as far as I'm aware. But Dinosaur Kingdom does. It basically just lets you begin the duel with Jurassic World, and Jurassic World is the one that gives all dinosaur monsters 300 attack and defense. However, the Jurassic World boost is all on the field, so if you are playing a mirror match, that's kind of annoying. Summoning Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth in Duel Links right now can be pretty relevant. I don't know how easy it is or it's going to be to summon this thing, and I would imagine it's not going to be that easy. But 3,500 attack can definitely give you an edge against Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes has no main deck out to this card, so I think that could be an interesting feat. However, again, Blue Eyes is on the OTK plan, and depending on how long it takes for Perfectly Ultimate to get to Perfectly Ultimate, I would imagine Blue Eyes would wreck it before then, so this deck would definitely have to run some defenses. And as far as Rex Raptor goes, having a skill that makes it so his Serpent Knight Dragon can wipe out your opponent's defenses, that's interesting to me. If Nightmare Sonic Blast does exist and I just don't know, somebody please tell me in the comments. But yeah, anyways, so 30 card decks, I like that because that way you can get a little more variety. And 2 and 2 skills, hopefully they'll make the skills a little bit better so you're not just guaranteeing always playing Destiny Draw like we currently do if we're not using something specific. Oh, really quick, I wanted to address, the decks say that the cards get a new marker confirming their legality for speed dueling. I would assume that it's still just the Speed Duel logo in the text box or the Speed Duel text that is now where the old first edition used to be, like the pack. But they say a new marker, so, and then it says only cards with this special symbol. I don't know if that's something new or not. And I'm not sure if they're going to continue that. And if it is something new, how are they going to address it to the previous ones? I want to believe it's just the Speed Duel logo, but that's just something to keep in mind. But Scars of Battle, with Joey on the cover and Gearfried the Swordmaster, I believe. So it reads here that Bones gets another skill after being released in Arena of Lost Souls. And keep in mind, this isn't the next pack. This is the one after that. It comes out in August. It's called Servants of the Fallen King. And apparently, it dumps zombies into your graveyard so they can rise again with cards like Book of Life. What they don't mention here, and I find very interesting, is that Call of the Haunted is another card that can bring them back. However, keep in mind, if that was the case, you would only be playing Call of the Haunted as the skill, not this card. So I find it very interesting that like Call of the Haunted already, the skill, Call of the Haunted, already kind of takes a backseat to what this seems to be. And obviously this could help out zombies in the long run. Rex Raptor gets a skill in here known as Double Evolution Pill. And I find that interesting because there is a card, Double Evolution Pill, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Already. So I'll be interested to see how that works. We saw that Call of the Haunted as the skill was literally what Call of the Haunted was in real life. But we've also seen Destiny Draw the skill be absolutely not what Destiny Draw the card is. So it's very interesting to see what they'll do with this. If Double Evolution Pill, however, is literally the card, banishing a dinosaur monster and a non-dinosaur monster from your hand and or grave to special summon a level 7 or higher dinosaur from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, seems really good in speed duels. I'll be impressed if it's literally that, but at the same time, I think that'll be really powerful moving forward if it in fact sticks to what its card in real life actually does. Another thing that I wanted to note is, as it says here, crashing the party, Bandit Keith is ready to speed duel. So Bandit Keith will be the next character joining speed duels in this pack, and they mentioned Barrel Dragon and Metal Morph will be in this pack as well. I don't know how Barrel Dragon will be. I don't know how many coin flip things will be more and more relevant. I mean, I know Joey in Duel Links has a coin flip card that if your life points are, I think, are 1,000 or less, all your coin flips are heads. So if we could get that skill somewhere in the future here, I mean, this pack has Joey on the cover. It'll be really interesting to see if that gets included, because if so, that plus Barrel Dragon means you can always pop something. But this is the part that definitely caught my eye the most, and I'm sure caught most of your guys' eyes as well, is the 3 cards they mention that are in this pack. Mask of Darkness, which, that's cool, gets back traps. I don't know how fast or slow the game will be by then, but, you know. Magician of Faith is in Fury of the Deep, so I guess we get the other version of that. Dark Red Enchanter. For the people that don't know this, it's a level 6 Dark Attribute Spellcaster with 17 attack, 22 defense. If it's normal summoned, you place 2 spell counters on it, and each time a spell is activated, it gets into spell counter. It gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it, so it comes out essentially at 2,300. But once per turn, you can remove 2 spell counters from this to discard a random card from your opponent's hand. That's pretty good. That's pretty relevant. I'll be interested to see where you can go with this. The only thing I can think off the top of my head is Legion the Fiend Jester out of the Yugi starter deck. You could normal that and then tribute summon that for this in the same turn, and effectively just rip a card out of your opponent's hand for free off of just that card. I don't know. That seems interesting. I'd like to see that definitely makes Sphere Kuriboh worse, I think, moving forward. But I think that's a really good counterbalance to the card, being able to rip it out of their opponent's hand in case they have it. I don't know. That'll be really interesting to see. But the most important thing that got announced for this pack is by far Nightbeam got announced. And that's interesting because we don't have MST yet, and I don't think we'll get MST anytime soon. We have cards that pop face-up spell and traps in Twister, Wild Tornado, and to a lesser extent D-Spell and stuff like that, but having Nightbeam where it targets a set spell and trap your opponent controls and destroys that target, and your opponent can't activate it in response, means you're going to have to go out of your way to chain things to activate it, so it's not in response, or you have to flip it face up and hope it stays as a continuous card. I don't know. It's interesting. I think Nightbeam is a good choice. I think this will be a really interesting turn of tides moving forward. Assuming there's no spell and trap. Well, we have Dust Tornado confirmed for the second set, Fury. So I think that's all we'll be getting as far as a spell and trap destruction card in that one, like a relevant one. I should say a generic one. And then less relevant ones along the way. So I think this will be the successor to Dust Tornado because obviously it's a spell card and you can use it straight off the bat. But again, 50 card set, 34 commons, 8 supers, 8 ultras. It seems like they're releasing speed duel boosters every 2 months because we got one at the end of March, we got one at the end of May, and here we go getting one at what essentially is the end of July, the 1st of August. It's, right in the beginning. So every 2 months so far, we're getting new speed duels packs, and I'm okay with that because with only a 45 card set and a 5 card skill set, it's easy to get bored of a new 45 card format. But the decks are interesting because the decks came out at the end of January for the first 2, and it looks like this one comes out at the beginning of August as well, meaning it's essentially 6 months per starter deck. I don't know how they're going to if they're going to keep it doing it like that or do one starter deck with 2 characters from now on. I understand introducing 6 characters, 3 to each deck in the beginning was a good way to start it because you need a pool of cards to start the game with. I actually kind of wish we had another booster this month. That way we could have just gotten a little bit, a little more options here in the beginning, but it's fine. Every 2 months seems solid. I mean, you effectively get more cards out of the starter decks than you do out of the actual pack itself, since you are getting 30 and 30. So you're getting 60 cards in the starter deck. Relatively different. Obviously, some will have duplicates, but like, there's just more options in the decks than there is in the packs themselves. So, leave a comment down below what you guys think they'll include in this pack, judging by the fact that Joey is on it, as well as Bandit Keith, Bones, and Rex Raptor. How they did it in Arena was that Bones got 3 skill cards, Yugi got 1, and Ashizu got 1. And Yugi was the cover character, but he only got 1. Bones kind of lucked out with the skills. Yugi already had his deck, so it makes sense that they gave him that. However, the way it seems like they're doing things here, it looks like Rex gets 1, Bandit Keith gets 1, Bones gets 1. They haven't said whether Joey or not gets the other 2, but if I had to guess, either Joey gets the other 2 or Joey gets 1 and Weevil gets 1 more as well that they just haven't announced yet. So either way, it looks very interesting. Definitely. I would like to get a spoiler soon on Fury of the Deep just to see what we're working with out of that set. But as always, guys, comment, like, subscribe. Like I said, leave a comment down below as to what you think will be in this set, as well as Fury in the Deep. I'll make a video when we get more of a spoiler on that, but for sure, like, I definitely want your opinions, because we're kind of stuck in a format here where Amazon's is leagues ahead of everything else, Blue Eyes is leagues ahead of everything else that isn't Amazon's, and Relinquish is kind of on the outside looking in, but like, Amazon's is literally the meta, and we're going to have that for another month until the new set drops. So let me know what you guys think. Yugi Bros, and I'm out. Peace.